This month has finally turned over to above normal. That's the first time since December we've done that. And it goes back. That deficit is deep, goes back into last fall. You can see some spots, in New England and Boston in particular. I mean, we were in a huge deficit. And that's why we're still in a semi-drought or a dry spell in parts of the Commonwealth. You can see here we have a spring weekend ahead. What does that mean? Well, it's milder than it's cool, so the temperatures are going all over the place. Mix on Monday. Spotty morning snow is possible. Then a cool pattern overall. You can see New England is in the cool already. We don't have to really wait for it. But I'm talking about this coming in for Sunday, which is rarefied air right now. But when it gets to us in New England, it will modify a little bit. And so the temperatures will climb just a hair. So we're not looking at 10 in International Falls coming right into our laps by Sunday. The wind is still brisk out there. Some of those gusts are over 20 miles an hour. You'll see down through New Bedford and over to Boston, 20 plus. And there's still some wind out there across Chicago. Look at the winds, by the way, in Springfield. I caught note of that, 54 miles an hour. That is not coming our way, but we'll still have a breeze kicked up all weekend long. First things first, getting out of this cold in the morning. Temperatures in the lower 30s. Boston about 35, 31 in Worcester. Our temperatures about 34 on the South Shore. Many spots starting off in a frost, and then the warm-up. So this is a process that doesn't take long on a southwest wind, but Boston is included in that 60-degree weather. We're not seeing the sea breeze tomorrow. We're not seeing it on the South Shore. It's southwest. But out on Cape Cod with the southwest wind, what's it mean? Coming off cold water. And only about 50 degrees in Hyannis. So the showers are few and far between. This is a pretty bony front. We don't see this being a huge issue, but there could be a sprinkle tomorrow evening, and that's after the day when the sun is going down, so it's not a huge deal. And I didn't put the rainy icon in there to make you think that Saturday's a wash. You got great tee times if you can get a tee time on any golf courses or yard work. And about 47 on Sunday, a windy start to the day up until midday, then it backs off. And so wind comes and goes through the weekend. It does not look anything spectacular or intense, but that chance for precipitation goes back up again on Monday. What is this day? Well, this is the day that may start off a little snowy for some. The guidance is pretty aggressive. It's been flopping back and forth on actually who sees the snow. And if we had to play it by, what we usually go by in spring, I think it would exclude the coast. Even though we start off in blue here and everybody's in snow, I think we'll be a little bit too warm for that inside of 128. Nonetheless, you could still see some flakes out on 128 near Woburn and back over towards Wakefield. But Worcester to Fitchburg and over, it may start off as snow there and hold for a little while before we see that rain-snow line move up. You're starting Monday out pretty cold. That's the issue here. And so there's residual cold. We got to get rid of it, get back into the 40s. That'll happen in the afternoon when we transition to rain. So if we looked at this as, maybe the beginning of a snowfall map, you could do that. Wet flakes, Burlington, Waltham, Framingham, and maybe some small accumulation here in grassy surfaces, especially Boylston, Townsend, and Nashua and Haverhill. Oh, I love Mondays, especially when they have a first alert for that flake or two of snow. And you have snow in general that we're talking about. 50 on Tuesday, and you say, all week it's cool, right? Well, we should normally be around 50 degrees for a high temperature, Matt.